So we're here to celebrate Albert Huffstickler's birthday. He would have been 90. 90 today. And he was born in Laredo, Texas, but he traveled all over. Spent the war years in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, and he wrote some beautiful things, living in a house with his aunts and I think female cousins too, wasn't it? Lived in Florida. Where's the place that he went 3 years without having a day off? Or he worked at a burger stand.
Santa Fe or McAlpin.
No, it was in Florida.
Yeah, he spent a summer later in
It was Boca Raton. Maybe.
Boca Raton. And then, I'm just talking about his travels, but yeah, he spent a summer in Santa Fe, the city of the rain. I'm gonna start things, so today, what we got going on is we've got some of Huff's students, or lucky beneficiaries of his poetry. Every Sunday night we'd go hang out at Huff's, and so I'm here, and after me Sylvia Manning, and then Larry Thorin, and then Annie Hartnett, sorry Annie, and David Jewell bring it all back home. Then I'm going to read a kind of a wrap. Well, I'll read a wrap up at the very, very end, but you know, we'll kind of do a Quaker thing as you feel moved by the Spirit, because as you all know, when more than one gather in Huff's name, he shall be there. So I just kind of dug some stuff out of my voluminous Huffstickler file, and I'll read one called Deep Fried first. Eating fried chicken in the heart of New Mexico didn't seem appropriate somehow, but we were hypnotized by this shining metal cooker with the pipes and the pressure gauges sticking out of it, and the great ratchet that locked the top down, and besides Jan, who loved fried chicken, wouldn't budge once we found it. So we bought a large box and took it back to our Spanish Mission motel on the outskirts of Santa Fe with its ranch-style furniture and concrete block adobe walls, and sat on the porch in the broad New Mexican dusk, watching the sky go technicolor while we ate, our eyes ravaged, and the inside was sweet and succulent, and the outside crisp. And I declare to my soul it was the very essence of fried chicken, and one of the minor miracles of my life to discover it there on the outskirts of Santa Fe. But then Jan always had a nose for fried chicken, and managed to discover it almost at will in the strangest places, traveling across 15,000 miles of the United States and Canada, but none quite so good as that. And so this is what you would call a sort of deep fried memory, which is probably why it lasted so long, 15 years to be exact, and surfaced almost unchanged, which is more than I can say for Jan and me. So this was from 1984. 1984 minus 15 is 69, is that right? So he traveled all over in a red Volkswagen Bug, and US and Canada. So one more from his greatest hits, published by Pudding House Publications in Johnstown, Ohio. And this would have been, when was it published? 2001, and Huff died at the beginning of 2002. So it was in February. So pretty definitive greatest hits, I would guess. I'm not going to read The Suit. I was telling David and Larry, I teach at ACC, and the last time I read it to my class, I got something in my eye and something got caught in my throat. It was quite embarrassing. Well, here's another classic that I can't help but read. It's called Nocturne. The night descends like mercy, covering all our sins and sorrow, all of us. Soldier, citizen, cosmopolite, clown, the maimed, the sorrowing, the confused, madman, money man, the bright young executive who doesn't know he doesn't know who he is. The teenage girl who just lost her virginity in a sudden urge of need and wonders now just what was lost in the silence of her room alone. Over the peace of battlefields, the violence of money houses, the night descends like mercy. And those who have homes will rest in them, and those who have none will wander, and the sick will mourn, and the mad cry out, and the dying will die with their shame hidden, and we will all continue. The young with their hopes and the old with their fears, lying in their apportioned rooms, staring up into the dark, listening each to his secret heart now. Now that there is no one to know his nakedness, oh, this our deepest secret, our final shame, that all of us are naked beneath it all, and feel each of us, each slur, each blow, are never protected for an instant. Remember everything from the beginning, and this final pain beyond, and are linked still, always, in this awful need, this terrible joy. Okay, so